Now we're going to talk about group 2 intervals. So group 2, as we mentioned, is majors and minors. Well, just like the perfect in group 1, we can have augmented and diminished as well. So in group 2, we have our major interval and then our minor. Then, once again, if I have my major interval and I increase the distance between them by a half step, I will get an augmented. If I have my minor and I decrease the interval by half step, then I will get a diminished. So those are the different kind of qualities I would get in group 2. I can have major, minor, augmented, and diminished. So let's take a look at it if it was written on paper, what it would look like. So here I have an example of a major third, F to A. This is what it looks like. Then if I take my top note and I raise it, my distance increased by half step. So now I have F to A sharp, which is now an augmented third. Then if I have my F to A and I lower the top note by half step, which decreases it, then I have a minor third. And then if I decrease that again by half step, so if I flat the A again, F to A double flat, that gives me a diminished third. So here's an example of the major third. Here's a harmonic, melodic. Now if I raise the top note up by half step, here's the augmented third, melodic. Now if I have a minor third, melodic, and if I lower that by another half step, the top note, A to A double flat, then I get a diminished third. So that is an example of what a minor third, major third, augmented third, and a diminished third sounds like. So in group 2, when we have thirds, seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths, they could be either major, minor, augmented, diminished. And this is referring to the qualities. So if you're asked the quality of a chord, then, the quality of an interval, then it would be a major, minor, diminished, or augmented in group 2. So if any number you see it's either 2, 3, 6, or 7, it could be any of these possibilities. And then in group 1, if it's a 1, 4, 5, or an 8, which is unisons, fourths, fifths, and octaves, you can have perfect, augmented, or diminished. So these are the qualities for group 1 and group 2.